English Literature Studies.
Hey there, welcome back to English Literature Studies. In this video, we are going to look at what is an epic. The word epic is derived from an ancient Greek term epos, which means story, word, and poem. Epic is a long narrative verse and it deals with high serious themes. It narrates the heroic journey of a single person or a group of people, a person who is heroic in his actions, who is a traditional hero, a historical hero, who is the ideal figure for the audience, a role model for the audience. That story is narrated in the form of an epic. Epic is divided in number of books. So, it is a long narrative poem. It narrates the supernatural actions of the warriors. It deals with the stories of gods. And sometimes it surpasses the realism that it does not resonate with the life of a common man. How? When a character, the main protagonist, is shown of high values, those exaggeration sometimes surpasses the realism, and that seems quite unrealistic for a common man because those supernatural activities involved in epic surpasses the realism. So this is how the exaggeration takes place in an epic. The most appreciated epic in English language is Paradise Lost, written by John Milton. It comprises of 12 books. The Paradise Lost justifies the ways of God. So this is the most appreciated epic in English language. Let's first look at the characteristics of an epic. What are the main elements of an epic? What makes an epic, right? An epic starts with supplication. The poet urges God to help him write an epic. The writing of an epic is not that easy. So the writer himself urges God to help him write an epic. The theme of an epic. So the theme of an epic is not bound for any culture, any age, any religion, but it impacts the whole universe. The theme of an epic is appealing to the universe. It impacts the whole universe. It is based on serious and dignified themes. An epic does not narrate the story of a common man. Whenever a writer writes an epic, he always picks a theme which is dignified, serious, high in stature. This is why most of the epics are based on legends and myths also. And we will look at this further, that how myths are used in epic. Moving on, the supernatural elements. There is always a supernatural element in an epic to astonish the audience, like angels, fairies, devils, to depict the supernatural elements. So there is always a supernatural effect, a supernatural element in an epic. The language. So if we look at the language used in epic, is not the colloquial one, but the splendid language, the language which is formal. Every epic has complications, turning points, and conflicts. It is long and narrative, that it comprises on books or cantos. Protagonist influence. The protagonist is shown of high stature, who impacts the generations. In epic, there is a use of simile, and that simile is not based on 2 or 3 lines. It goes over 50 or 100 verses. The characters. The characters are shown having high superhuman qualities. As the protagonist is of high stature, the other characters are shown of high human qualities, superhuman qualities. It has a unity of action. An epic does not involve so many stories, but it has a main one story. All the other scenarios, all the other scenes fall under that one main topic. It does not involve so many topics. And also this is a quality of a good epic, that the epic revolves around one topic only, one idea only. Also, epic has a moral effect in it because every epic has a moral for its reader. It inspires as how to face the challenges of life. Types of epic. There are basically two types of epic. The folk epic or growth epic is the oral tradition form of epic, and it is mostly based on myths. So this is the earliest form of an epic. On the other hand, literary epic, which is also called art epic or secondary epic, is written down by an author and contains stories. Now, what is the role of epic? Epics are written to acknowledge the bravery of the heroes and inspire the audience to follow these warriors. And having those recorded in the form of epic makes it easier for the new generation to get inspired from those heroic figures. It does affect the morals of the readers. It triggers the emotions of the reader and inspires them as well. So basically, epic is written to commemorate the bravery of a heroic figure. That heroic figure may be a traditional hero, a historical hero. It does not have an impact on a group of people only, but it impacts the whole universe. Since we know the ballad is also a narrative poem, then how these both epic and ballad are different from each other? A ballad is different from an epic because it deals with the short narrative poems only. In ballad, there are stories involved, but those stories are short. However, the epic deals with the long narrative poems, and the main protagonist in epic is shown with high supernatural powers, and there are some supernatural elements shown in the epic. Also, there comes another question that how is an epic different from drama? If there is a dramatic element in an epic, then how is it different from drama? The drama is supposed to be performed on a stage and it involves dialogues. But the epic is written in the form of verses and it is not performed on stage. This is why it is different from drama. There are some writers who have written epic as Aeneid by Virgil, the Iliad and Odyssey by Homer, and Beowulf. This is an anonymous piece of writing. Metamorphosis by Ovid, Fairy Queen by Edmund Spenser. So these are epics written in English and Greek literature. So that's all for epic in this video. As I always mention, learning is a never-ending process. So keep sharing and learning from others. Thank you for watching English Literature Studies.